Plateau State, the home of peace and tourism, is an abundantly blessed region with rich soil, favorable weather, and a resilient people. From tomatoes to potatoes, vegetables to staple crops, this land has long been among Nigeria's food basket, feeding homes across the nation and beyond. Successive governments have made strides in agriculture, but on assumption of office, Governor Caleb Mutfwang declared agriculture as a clear road to prosperity and set out with deliberate steps to unlock the plateau's full potential.
We made it very clear from inception that one of our key economic drivers, in fact the most important key economic driver for us, is agriculture. It is God's blessing to us as Plateau people to escape the trap of poverty. So we are looking at how not only to be able to provide food security, but in fact, we are hoping that ultimately will contribute to Nigeria's economic growth and bring about what some people have described as food sovereignty.
One of his first moves was the establishment of the Plateau State Commodity and Marketing Company, known as PLACCOM.
As part of this effort, we have approved the establishment of a special purpose venue, an SPV, named and called the Plateau Commodity Marketing Company Limited, which has already been registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, which will spearhead the marketing of Plateau State's produce for both local and international markets.
This institution was designed to bridge the gap between smallholder farmers and the market, ensuring they earn fair value for their produce.
The executive governor of Plateau State, Barrister Caleb Mutfwang, thought it wise, long before he even started campaigning to become a governor, that there is a need for us to look at that natural resource endowment, for us to see how we can have a purposeful intervention in that area for the benefit, prosperity of our people and for the state as a whole. And if we must achieve peace, first and foremost, people must eat first. So he felt that all this long while we have PADP, we have ASTC, we have the Ministry of Agriculture, and then we have Fadama 3, and then there are so many other interventions that are targeted at agricultural production. Okay, and then little attention is paid to the marketing part of it. Meanwhile, when you look at the chain, the value chain of this commodity, the one that actually generates the income, it's the marketing part of it. So from production to marketing, marketing has actually been neglected over the years. So he felt the establishment of a special to address that. That is the Plateau Commodity Marketing Company.
To boost productivity, the government embarked on the collation of farm data, ensuring fair distribution of inputs and implements.
Nothing less than 2 million farmers in our database. This was done practically. We didn't make announcements, we didn't talk much about it because we didn't want pseudo farmers to be in our database. So His Excellency graciously approved the employment of about 420 extension workers who we sent to your localities, and they were able to get data of real-time online farmers.
Over 300 farmers were trained on modern agricultural techniques, while the Agricultural Services Training Center, ASTC, cultivated large hectares of farmland, paving the way for displaced communities to return to their ancestral lands.
We have about 96 We have 96 total, the number of tractors available for us. And we are still working on more to come out, so that all these challenges of farmers paying in Plateau State will be a thing of the past. People will pay money to ASTC, and then they will not be able to get value for money because there are no implements, no tractors to work on. So now, from now henceforth, we will be able to achieve this issue of the challenges of farmers.
All the farming we have been doing is far, far below the capacity of what we should be doing. And therefore, we've gone about setting up the critical infrastructure for improvement and advancement in agriculture. And so we've reorganized the sector. One of the things we did was to split the ministry into two, because we discovered that it's such a large ministry. And if you are dealing with crops, you're also dealing with livestock. It's quite huge. And so we've been able to separate the two so that we can focus critically on every sector. The thing is that God has blessed us so much that whether it is about crops or livestock, we have a natural advantage. And we want to take full advantage of that. So in the crop sector, we are doing a lot now to be able to improve our flagship agricultural product, which is what we used to call the Irish potatoes. Now we have christened it Plateau potatoes. And we are making sure that in the next 2 years we have given to ourselves, we're going to develop such capacity that will dominate that particular sector and make sure that we raise it to international standards.
Farmers across Plateau State received timely fertilizer distribution.
I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very grateful. Yes, I'm happy to be one of the farmers collecting this from the governor, initiating this for the farmers. At least our farmers, us the farmers, will be very, very happy. And we will make use of what the governor has given to us.
On behalf of my local government, Lantan South, where I came from, I'm very happy, and I really want to appreciate the state governor, most especially our governors in the state, for distributing. And this fertilizer, this subsidy will really go a long way in agri production. And at the end of the day, we shall have a very bumper harvest in our farms.
While security on farmlands was reinforced through a partnership with the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, deploying agro rangers to protect investment and farmers' lives.
Sub-Guard Commander for Guard 1 is we're here graduating some officers and men who are to provide safety and security for farms, farmland, farmers, and other agro-allied investment, including also the settlement of clashes between farmers and herders.
One thing that cannot be denied is that a hungry people will always be vulnerable. Therefore, it becomes imperative that our farmers particularly are allowed to farm. Our farms are critical national assets that must not only be protected, but must be cultivated in order for us to achieve food security and eventually food sovereignty. Therefore, a crop of people, security personnel, dedicated to that function to ensure that our farmers can go to the farm and return home safely, and that the crops they have planted will actually grow to the point of harvest, I think it's a great national service.
In recognition of the power of youth engagement in driving agricultural revolution, over 1,000 young people were engaged in bag farms, giving them employment, skills, and a future rooted in the land.
The governor deliberately dedicated the bag farm for the youth of Plateau State so that they can also go in there looking at the agriculture being one of the economic drivers of this particular administration. The youth are there cultivating their farms and they are putting in their energy. I believe that at the end, about 1,000 youths have been engaged in bag farm alone. By the special grace of God, when we get to the harvest season of this particular year, I know that a lot of millionaires are going to be made from bag farms.
This is Plateau Youth Agriculture Empowerment Project 2025. As you have seen on your social media platform, we have shortlisted 1,000 participants for this year. The objective behind setting up this project is to have a 1,000 hectare space shared among 1,000 youths, where we will do the farming. We will not do is modern farming, actually, mechanized farming. I know while you're coming in, you saw some of the activities that were done in your absence. Your presence here continuously will mean that we would also be going to the farm. You would see firsthand how they are still, because we are still planting. We are done with planting maize. We'll be going to soya beans and rice. And the key thing here is that His Excellency, in his own magnanimity, said we have to start a process where we'll empower youth economically. In the farming sector in Plateau State, hardly will you get somebody farming a hectare as a youth independently. The governor, the leader, said he would start by empowering us to do 1 hectare. We need to give him a round of applause. What this will do to us, what this will mean, is that if we give in the desired commitment, if we give in the desired dedication, if we give in our best and we succeed in this, you are now the seed that will multiply and give space for an expansion of this project beyond the 1,000, next year 2,005, coming years 3,000, and then Central Zone and Southern Zone. In this regard, we are asking, like we've always emphasized, it has nothing to do with politics, it has nothing to do with religion or tribe, it is just Plateau. And if you observe the demography here, we are mixed. There are non-indigenous Plateau people who are here. It is just about Plateau youths, and it is about bettering our lives. In the history of Plateau State, this is the first time a government is giving this opportunity to youths, for youths to be involved in this business.
Build the youths. Build the nation. Build Plateau youths. Build Plateau youths. It's my pleasure to see all of you come out here today, this morning, in your numbers. The governor has committed to him to helping us, to giving us the maximum cooperation. There's nothing we want that we need here that we cannot get. Nothing. If it is fertilizer, you entered our store now. We finished planting, but we have almost about 3 trucks now. Even if we want 10 more, they will come. Even if we want 100, they will come. We only need to say, bring us fertilizer, and there will be fertilizer. So if we have this opportunity, I think it is now left for us to make use of it.
One of the first measures is a non-kinetic measure. We met with the community, all the stakeholders, the youths, the women, traditional leaders, and those who do agricultural business in the area, those who are also herding animals. We met with them and we made them to understand why we are doing this, and we had to get them on board. And there's a portion that is set aside for them to do their own business as well. Then security arrangements have been made. If you look around, you see the security lights so that this place will be lighted up. There are personnel also on ground to make sure that the environment is safe. So you see the machines are here. About 1,000 hectares has been cultivated already. About 500 hectares have been planted already, maize, and now soybeans and rice being planted. So the capability is there. The youths, you can see how enthusiastic they are. They want to participate. So I think we are on course. I tell you, if you take this seriously, you will be the happiest people. Yes, sir.
This program is about reintroducing agriculture to the youths. It is about recreating agriculture in such a way that it becomes attractive, that appeals to the youths, that make people want to leave even well-paid jobs to go and take agriculture. Agriculture is the future. And this is what we are trying to introduce to the youth. It's only agriculture that can employ this number and more. With proper coordination, agriculture can employ all the youths that we have in Plateau State. And this is what we are trying to do, starting with 1,000 youths. We are cultivating 1,000 hectares. We are doing maize, we are doing rice, and also soya beans.
Over time, we've observed that government space to actually accommodate youths in different employment spaces are insufficient, inadequate. His Excellency, in his magnanimity, has graciously granted the youth access to the back farm, a location of over 4,500 hectares of land, for 1,000 youth to cultivate 1,000 hectares. Each will be allocated 1,000 hectares, and government is providing inputs such as seedlings, herbicides, pesticides. We're also providing machines. And in the end, after cultivation, government will extract the cost of production, and then the profit will be the seed money for each youth that participated in this project to now go back to their various localities, their various local government, and be able to invest or reinvest this money in the business of farming. And in turn, the plan is to ensure that it is an annual program where we keep expanding, and that means we keep enlarging the numbers of youth that will be participating. The future plan would be that will extend to Central Zone and also Southern Zone of Plateau State. And before the end of His Excellency's tenure, the goal is to ensure that we have nothing less than 15 to 20,000 youths who will be independent in the business of farming.
This is our maize farm. The tractor behind is planting maize. It's a mechanized maize planter. What it does is that it drops the maize per 3 meters as it moves around the farm. So all over this farm, what we are going to be planting here is maize farm. For the next few days, this planter here will be covering about 50 hectares of this planting. It's faster, it's better and easier than using the manual planting. Mechanized farming is what we'll advise, and this is what we are using for back farms. At back farms, everything here is mechanized, including our planting, and we are using a mechanized planter for doing that.
Behind me, you can see the tractor, and here it's carrying out an operation that we call is a fertilizer spreader that supplies fertilizer to the maize. So you can see these are rows of maize that have been planted by the planter, and these are done after the place have been harrowed and plowed. So at a particular stage, we intend to come and earth the maize, thereby creating a ridge around it. We equally have sprayed the entire farmland. You can look at the expanse, we've sprayed it, so the weeds here are being subdued.
We're here, we're 1,000 youth from different local government, irrespective of local government and party. We're basically here for the onboarding and orientation. We're divided into 10 groups. A group of 100 each will be here for the next 4 months to start cultivating a land each for each person, a hectare. So basically, we're excited about this program.
Generally, I want to appreciate the government for this initiative because it's quite impressive. The good thing about it is that they've carried us youth along. And then it's so good to have us around. The program is very, very educating. Agriculture is the most important thing. So we really appreciate them.
I must say this is one of the best initiatives I've seen so far from the Time Is Now movement and the administration of Governor Caleb Mutfwang. As one of the beneficiaries, I see this initiative to be one of the best initiatives so far in the Plateau State because this is time where we see farming growing very, very fast in Plateau State. And personally, I am grateful for this opportunity to be one of the beneficiaries, and I pray that other youth also will put in all their best to come and be part of this initiative.
The bigger picture, but perhaps the most ambitious, is the Special Agro-Processing Zone Initiative in collaboration with African Development Bank. This project promises to transform Plateau's agricultural value chain from cultivation to processing and export, turning the state into a hub of agribusiness and food security.
The bank has been able to provide approximately $1.9 billion across 11 countries in the continent to establish the special agro-industrial processing zones. And we do have a lot of successes from countries like Senegal and Ethiopia. And so we're trying again to bring this back to Nigeria, and we already have a first phase of this program which was launched, I think, 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Excellency, I also wish to inform you that the ENA study for Plateau State has been disclosed by the bank.
With these bold steps, Governor Caleb Mutfwang is not just planting crops, but planting prosperity. A vision where agriculture becomes the backbone of economic growth, food security, and a better life for the people of Plateau State.
It will be unfortunate that we are on duty and that hunger begins to kill our people.